Okay guys, so it's a day for videos, and I thought, you know what, I'm doing all this stuff, I might as well at least go over a little bit of irrigation, kind of how I'm watering some of my stuff, because maybe some of you would like to do it different than just spraying by hand with the water hose. And we have done it here like that for many years, nothing wrong with that, or a Plano sprinkler. But I've been experimenting with some other stuff, and I want to show you, and maybe it'll help you, or at least if you're interested, you'll understand how this stuff works. So check it out. Okay guys, if you have just a regular water spigot like so, right, they make these timers. Let's see if I can get it for you here. This little Rainbird timer, and the only reason I've got this one, there's probably a million other ones. You can get cheap ones, whatever floats your boat, okay? This one costs $40. I bought it through Amazon. I can't get it here local. And what I like about this particular one is that I can set 2 different times on it. So, like if I wanted to go off at 6 o'clock in the morning, then I set 6 o'clock in the morning, and it offers me another opportunity, and I can do it again at 8 o'clock at night if I wanted to. You can see right there, it says 2 different times it's gonna go off. And they're pretty simple. You know, I can run through all of these settings, but I mean, it's not that hard, you know what I mean? Set the clock, there's your up and down arrows. Whatever time you want the stuff to start, to go off, that's set start time. How long you want it for, that's set duration. What days you want it to run, that's setting the run days. And then you set it on auto to run the thing. All right, now, from a regular hose, let's say you didn't even want to put a timer on it. You just want to go out there and turn it on by hand because you don't want to spend 40 bucks on that timer, and you actually like to go outside all the time, and that's cool. It's 1,000 degrees here. I like having the timer as a backup. Makes life a little easier, I'm not gonna lie. But this little piece probably cost $1. I bought it at my local hardware place. It's for a 1/2 inch poly tube, okay? So I got this 1/2 inch poly tube, and this right here, this tubing just slides in there. Just slides in, it's that easy. And screws right onto that. You can see where it goes in there, okay? From there, I'm coming down into a T. This is just a little barbed T, and this hose connects to it, and then I split it off in 2 different directions, and I'm gonna show you why. Let me back up and it'll make more sense. Okay, I got the T because I wanted to spread out these water lines, this drip irrigation line, all the way down this garden that I'm in the process of setting up here, okay? And I can plant on both sides of that line, and this particular drip irrigation is waters every 6 inches, I believe. So, I mean, it's pretty nice. I like that. Now, they have, the way I'm connecting into it here, see, is these little barbs, and I'm going to show you more about that in a minute, but I just really wanted to get this part for you right now, because I'm going to show you another way I'm doing it off of my sprinkler system also. Okay, so this is 2 AA battery operated little timer for $40, straight off the water hose, just runs off your city water pressure. You don't need any special pump or anything like that. So let's go check out the other way that we can do it. Okay, so I'm here in the greenhouse now, and I have a 24 volt DC valve that I use. It takes electricity to run this kind of valve, but I'll show you how that setup works. All right, so, and this is nothing fancy. It's my greenhouse, my personal property. I'm not going for fancy, I'm going for works and easy to work on. I'm a maintenance guy, so I get tired of doing everything the proper way. I feel safe, I'm comfortable, I understand what's happening. My family's cool, we're good. All right, so this is just 3/4 PVC right here, okay? And there's a male nipple, it goes into this valve. I bought it on Amazon, it's about $25 for this valve, okay? It comes with, actually I had to buy it separate, okay? It doesn't matter which wire goes where, okay? But there is a plug here that converts 120 volts of AC into 24 volts DC, all right? So that gives me the power I need to turn this thing on. Now I cheated, a guy showed me how to do this, all right? But this little timer costs $15. And it's an electric timer, so all the settings, I'm not going through all that because it is a pain in the butt. I have to watch the video every time I have to mess with it. It's pretty intense. But point being, for 25, 15, you know, probably for about $65, $70, I got this little setup to run my irrigation up here, all this little mist irrigation, okay? But the same process I was talking about before. This is just 1/4 inch, okay? But I can put this same hose, okay? I can put this onto a nipple here. Slide it on, because they make the same kind of thing like I showed you before, and you get the same thing. And that's hooked, and you can hook this through this little cheesy setup, or the way mine's gonna currently run is off of this. The 24 volts is already in here, okay? And I set my sprinkler system for my entire yard, and when the timer goes off, it tells it runs down these wires and runs to the valves out in my yard. It's coming to right here. You can't see it because I just buried it, but I'm telling you, there is a valve just like this one here, okay? All right, same thing I showed you in the greenhouse. That's why I bothered to show you. And I don't know if I can give you a good picture of it or not, but let's see here. Right here is a little nipple, and it supplies the sprinkler line that goes underground right there. Now, mine is coming out to a T, just like I showed you off of the water faucet a minute ago, to here. And now I've got this set up. And I can water on both sides of that. Every 6 inches, I can put a plant. That's pretty cool. So on this end, this is the part that kind of messed me up. Okay, you get to the end, you cut it wherever you want to, as far as lengthwise to get it. You want to cut it a pinch long. I'm going to probably cut right behind this, and I'll see if I can show you this. Okay. So right here is one of the little drip areas here. This is where it's dripping, the water drips from. I'm gonna cut just in front of it. Now, I couldn't figure these out when I first got them, okay? This comes with them. This is how you're supposed to cap these things off, because you see, all this is a 1/2 inch poly tube, just flat, cheap, little thin stuff, the one I've got anyway. So you take, let's see, can you see? See how it's a little wider on this end than it is this end? We're gonna put the tape through the narrow end first, if that makes sense. Okay, the tape's gonna go through this one with the little slot, and it's gonna come out on the other side where you can see it widens out, all right? So, in here. See, all right, hopefully you guys can see that. All right, now I'm gonna push it on through there. See that? I'm gonna run it all the way back to that little spot where the water drips out. Now, the trick to this is folding it twice. So I'm gonna take this guy. You gotta be able to fold it twice here. And I'll show you, which seems to be with this particular tape about 3/4 of an inch. All right, so I've got one fold. You see that? I've got one fold in that. Then I'm gonna fold it in the same direction one more time. All right. Let's see if I can squish it down. I wanna make sure it's flat. Can you guys see that? I folded it over twice. And now I've gotta get it back into this slot. I gotta start, that's why it's a little wider on this side. All right, so, now, I've got it started. Can you see this? Now watch, I'm gonna pull it, and I'm gonna pull it snugly, but not real hard, because you can pull it right back through and out. But I'm gonna keep pulling it right there. I can feel it get kind of tight and hard, and I'm done, okay? So that's sealed off my tape, and that's all there is to this. You know what I mean? You don't need anything fancy. I have a pair of scissors that I cut the ends off with, and I will show you the only other fancy tool maybe you might need. I'll show you how the other end works. Okay. All right, guys. So, coming off of the T, Let me show you a little close-up. Give me just a second. Okay guys, so here's the T coming from our valve down there. It's the little tan piece, that's my T. See, it comes and it goes into this water line here. Goes into this water line. You're probably wondering, how did you do that part? All right, for those of you who haven't done it, I'm gonna show you. Okay, I got a little scrap piece of this 1/2-inch tubing, okay? Let me see if I can set my phone up where you can watch. There is a tool, this is a punch, okay? It's gonna punch a little hole in this line. I'm gonna show you if I can. Okay, so let's say this is where we want our line to come out of. I just press it in like that. I personally like to twist it and wiggle it a little bit around because it's kind of tight for this particular fitting. Okay, so then I pull it back out. You see the hole that has been created? Now I'm going to take this end, okay, you see that little barb, and it is going to go in there. And it's not always easy. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I'm going to push it in there. Oh, come on now. All right, okay, see. Now you can see that's how that dude goes in. Now you're wondering, what about this? What's this all about? Okay. Here's my drip line that I'm gonna plug into it. All right. So I just want to take this. See if you guys can see this. I'm gonna spread it open like that, and I'm gonna slide this right into here. Slide it up onto that barb as far as I can. Okay. And then this threads backwards. Okay. So it's gonna feel like you're loosening. If you're used to opening a jelly jar, it'd be like opening it, which is actually going to tighten this thing down, okay? But that makes it where that can't come loose. And that's all there is to it. So, for the most part, besides the supplies, these are your 2 tools you're gonna need. I mean, for me, I don't think that's too bad. And it's been very reliable. I know on the ends of them, you gotta be careful, make sure you put the ends on good. Okay guys, so the only thing I want to show you is that if you're going to run into any issue with this drip irrigation, some people like it, some people don't. The biggest complaint I hear about is it's unreliable because the ends blow off. That's this right here. Okay, what I have also done on some of them, because I've had 2 ends blow off, after I fold it over right here like so, I get it nice and tight, I will take a piece of black electrical tape and wrap around this a time or 2, and then fold it over again and tape it again. As long as I can get it back through this hole on this guy, then that will work. It literally is just pinching the dang thing closed. Okay, I mean, so all you got to do is make sure that thing can't come unpinched. So that's the number 1 issue that I've heard, the biggest complaint. So if you're interested in drip irrigation, this stuff's not too hard. Now this particular tape stuff, this stuff's kind of high. It surprised me how expensive it was. I think it may be more expensive than the thick black poly pipe. You know, like this stuff that's already thicker and harder. This stuff is cheaper than this stuff. But man, this stuff's easy to work with. So do your research, do your homework, check it out. But I've had really good luck with this. I really like this. So y'all have a good day.